welcome to Mom Matters, created by moms for moms. Today we're talking about the holidays. It's that foggy, frazzled feeling the moms experience when the holiday season piles up fast. So the holidays can be beautiful and they can also be heavy. So that's why we're here to talk about how moms can move through them with more clarity, calm, and presence. So we have Shannon McGuire with us from Supreme Moms, who has all the answers.
Oh God, I have the questions. Questions, Melissa, questions.
No, we're gonna navigate this together, my friend,
Yes,
right? Because we are all navigating this together. But through mutual experience, I think the answers are in the middle of it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mom book.
Mom book, that's right. Okay, so when moms think about the holidays, right? There's a lot of emotions. There's joy. There's also pressure. What else?
Oh, there's grief, there's the sadness, there's the unexpected anxiety of what will be, the frustration, the struggle. There's a mixture, a little soup of emotions, but above all, they're feeling.
Yes.
Right? And it's acknowledging those feelings of what helps mitigate the holidays. What are you feeling? What are you feeling?
So being present with your feelings.
Yes.
Not shoving them down.
Or running away from them.
Or running away from them and ignoring them with all the holiday joy, but really acknowledging and going, okay, don't save them for after the new year. That's going to be a nightmare, and you don't want that. All right, so let's talk, though, about the holidays, right, with a Z in there. What does that look like or feel like for mom who's really trying to hold it together, but yet do everything for everyone?
Yes, so it is starting there, the feeling of doing everything, the actual task of doing everything, the overwhelming schedule, it's the coordination, it's the thought pattern of who, where, what are we going to do, all of the things. And it shows up in the body, it shows up in the thought pattern, it shows up in the overall feeling. So the holidays, we get lost and confused and kind of sucked into the tornado instead of remaining in the center of it, in the eye of the storm. So we pull ourselves unknowingly into these places of frazzled energy, and before you know it, we feel tired and burned out or irritable and cranky because we feel like there's so much we have to do.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is feeling like we are responsible for the feelings of everyone as they move through the holidays.
Which is not true.
It's not
true. Yeah, you aren't. You're responsible for yourself, right? And also those expectations too. I think it's really important to take stock of that and go, okay, whose expectations am I feeling? Are they valid? And really what's important?
Yes, who made these rules?
Exactly. Do we really have to do this? If we don't have hot cocoa on this light walk, is it gonna ruin the evening?
Yes.
Because the hot cocoa is not hot cocoaing. It's cold and I'm mad. It's like, no. It's a factor altogether.
Yes, and that's where you go, joy, breathe, just observe you. Why am I letting hot cocoa dictate my feelings?
Exactly. It's just cocoa.
Just cocoa. Just cocoa.
Okay. But on that note, though, why is it important, though, that moms, excuse me, I'm getting verklempt, drop into their hearts and realize that they need to name the hard parts of the season, right? Because we had mentioned, don't shove the feelings down, don't wrap them in a little box and put them in the corner to unwrap later. Acknowledge them in real time.
Yes, acknowledge them, and starting with yourself, because sometimes we acknowledge them with others and it comes out as a rage dump, right? And it can be venomous and toxic and spread viral energy that we don't intend.
Your Mount Vesuvius and you're exploding.
It just, and it's not good explosion, no confetti with that.
No,
so acknowledging it with yourself and going, how am I? Because there's no one that's going to mitigate the feeling you have other than yourself. No one's going to come in and wave a wand and make you feel better. You are the master of making. So just observing you and acknowledging that emotion so it doesn't fester and manifest at the dinner table or wrapping presents or whenever it may be, because we are not certain which memory will imprint for us and others. So acknowledging our feelings and emotions and how we may be carrying the heaviness, or if we feel too light and unneeded, whatever it may be, acknowledging that with self gives you the power to redirect.
And then does that also help too when we feel like our spark is diminishing a bit, right?
Yeah.
Because that can also happen.
It does, and that's just a switch being flipped emotionally. There's a story there, but it's also an indicator that we need to check in. There's something we need to do for ourselves. So carrying that weight of self is enough. So when we lose the spark and it diminishes, there's some unmet expectation or definition. So coming back to a place of going, wait, who am I? What do I need? What's important to me so that I can move through this holiday season without the days?
Yes.
Out the days.
Without the days with a Z. Okay. And finally, though, how can hopes and intentions, a simple mantra, help moms reset and move through the holidays with joy in presence.
Yes, after acknowledging your concerns, your fears, it opens you up to what you're hopeful for, the feeling that you want to invoke and bring in. And the intention is an activated way to move it forward. My intention for, I will, the commitment to make it happen. And when you marry those two together, hope and intention, you start to move through life with more ease because you recognize power, the ability to make decisions for yourself and often others is right there with you. So hopes and intentions are so important, especially this time of year, because it's not just wishing for things to be better. It is actively making time to be better.
Yes.
Be better.
Yes, because you can choose that.
Yes.
You can choose to be better.
Moment
and that's
by
where the
moment.
power is. Yes, within yourself, moment by moment. Okay. And Shannon, I know there's also a tool to help moms. There's a roadmap, a guide to get them there. And you can find it on KTVB Plus, where the conversation will continue, because this is only the beginning. We're actually going to be diving deeper onto KTV Plus. It's our streaming version that takes this conversation further with more insight and tools like the one you're seeing right now on your screen, that you really won't get this deep conversation right here on TV today. So download KTV Plus and watch for free. Find out how to get that tool and how you can move through your holidays a little bit lighter.